Hello there, Internet. I am your host, J-Man. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. We left off. We basically fought against General Petrine and also recruited an alcoholic on our side. It might be a little too loud. The Crimean army defeats General Petrine. One of Ashnard's feared forward riders have finally arrived home. The president's return was met with rejuvenation and tears of the retainers who have managed to survive. As long as we have Princess Elincia, Crimea will be liberated. These are the words that have given the people all the hope in enduring harsh rule of the conquered country. Silence! The silent masses who long for restoration of their homeland slowly began to give voice to their dream. Surely, they think their chance to see Crimea freed will not be wasted. Chapter 24! Battle Reunion! Dalbray Castle. Can it be? There is no mistaking my word. The princess has returned to Crimea. Oh yeah, so I think I didn't explain. So initially, Bastion was supposed to be like a more elegant Frenchman, not spy, just more stereotypically French than usual. But I didn't do it well, so I just did Shoddy from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged. Yeah, I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged at this point. Lady Lucia, serve as our guide. They should be on their way as we speak. That's good. How long has it been since we hit the princess? We have been living for the day where we steal the eyes from Dane's army and bring her home. And how it's come. Indeed, for His Majesty, for the Queen, and for the Crown Prince running his will, we must act as one and support our beloved Princess Elincia. Yes. If all goes well, our dearest wish will soon, come to fulfillment. There is no place to wait. We will wish to properly greet the princess and the return. There is much to be done. Right. As everyone know, we must divide these tasks and begin preparations for a feast at once. And flowers must be prepared in the princess's chamber. We gotta get music in the tape and die there. I shall prepare to polish the silver tableware as I was hiding too. You possess such fine things. I figured a rust-brick boy like you would have sold them up for a lamb stock. I received the silver from His Majesty when I was awarded his knighthood. I have been saving this for such an occasion. Very well, get ready. We are going to be very busy. What a fantastic day this will be. The Crimean retainers are waiting for us by Castle Delbury. It's good to see. We are cell beneath the castle of a secret meeting place, see? It's one of the retainers to contact the other retainers and have been hiding throughout the land, eh? No one was discovered. We disguised ourselves as merchants and peasants and Dane looked right past us, see? That I get us all equally. However, we've heard we'll bring out the hitting on Crimean armor polishing away, eh? Merchants? Jeffrey of one thing. But can I imagine Bastion as a shopkeeper? No, that's why I dressed him as a street performer, eh? Now then, I could see. I'm sure it suited him perfectly. Did he juggle and gamble as well? Is that a typo? That's gotta be a typo. I'ma look it up. Oh! Maybe? Okay. Gamble also means to run or jump around playfully. I'd say no. Jeffrey! Never have I seen a merchant with such perfect blustery. Sounds like him. Princess Elincia seems so having a wonderful time. She's been smiling for hours. Seems like she and Lucia grew up together. She feels completely at ease around her. The princess seemed to be a good ear when she was with us, but I suppose was putting on a brave face. When I see her lights, I'm reminded that she's still a young woman. Right. Ooh, boys MVP? Nice. All right. So I joined the Fire Emblem wikis, the wiki.org, the ones that connect to all like the stuff like Bulbapedia and the Mario wiki. I joined that wiki's Discord server to try and get to the bottom of why Rolf is just so not liked by fans. And well, they point out he's an archer. And then basically one of the site's admins was like joining the conversation. I'm like, yeah. And I decided to shut up right there because do not piss off somebody with authority. You shall respect my authority. Yeah. Josh? Huh? You come by. Sorry, I thought what's it on young boy? Ralph? What's a child like you doing in a place like this? The battlefield is no place for children. Why do your parents allow this? I don't have any parents. My dad left us, my mom died. Oh, I'm sorry. That means I have to pay for memory. Is that right? I'm mercenary. How much is my family now? So I look like somebody you know? My son Josh, my oldest. Josh is an adult now, but he looked so much long ago. I can't believe I put my own son. Grown, old and senile, foolish old man. Where's Josh now? I don't know. What? I divorced my wife and she took the kids with me. Karen, please. Poor bastard. How it seems this. That was years ago. Yeah, something I really hate about supports in this game, they always cut them off. Who goes there? Don't be alarmed. I'm one of yours. One of ours? Unlikely. Yes, one of your kind. I see they're pretending to be something you aren't, and I've lived among foreigners. It seems like I've puzzled you. I'll spit it out. I'll let you stew to what I said. Let's sit and talk one last time past cross. Hi, Ike! There's some there hiding in the shadows. Grab him! What? Ah, what are you looking? Let me go! Stop whining, you little what, Mitch? Get back here! You spineless sop. You never learn, do you? What's going on? Look, Ike. I was changing my clothes. My brother came and steal my purse. Don't do this here! All you did to do what? The whole cabinet, do you? Who's created the situation in the first place? I'm thinking that you finally turned yourself around. You mistake. Mora's home. Waving your soup, you chowderhead. The women mom, that's good to take care of herself. Yeah, he's an asshole and sexist. Oh, brainless such. Ah! And then he... Ah, you're clutching it. I'm being crippled. I got... I feel like I've had an abortion. And no one fucking cares. All right. I think it's enough. And he's never gonna be a father. He died a virgin. Good news, that's never gonna happen. You know what? I may actually just send him off to die. Yeah, but that's still alive. Why did I laugh? God. Yeah, Makalov, he's just a douche. Oh yeah, apparently I found out that the effector flying unit isn't actually reinforced. It's actually stun. How did I not see that coming? Delray Castle. Oh my god, it's raining again. When was the last time it rained? I'm pretty sure with the quality of this footage and or the possibility of it being run into Lightworks that I will do it. Today's the happy day the princess returns. Ye old goddess see fit to bring rain. And who's this Chuck Cunningham I think of every time I hear the word happy day? Yeah, every time I hear Happy Day, I always imagine a song. Okay. Happy Days, don't know, show in the 70s that took place in the 50s. I never watched it, but it was like a big deal when it came out. Basically, us TV tropers have a term called Chuck Cunningham syndrome, which originated from the show. Basically, the main family are a group of guys called Cunninghams, and they had an oldest kid named Chuck. Chuck only was like a very minor character, only appearing for like a couple of episodes before being dropped from the series altogether. And in one instance, in like a later episode, the father actually says he's proud of his 2 sons, meaning he was so forgotten, so minor that nobody actually remembers he even exists. So they always call it for characters that the story seemingly forgets about. One example to me is Higashizawa from the World Ends with You. We don't really know what happened to the guy after week 1. Did he get erased or something? I don't know. Even the anime dropped him that early. Oh well. The common rain is like a kiss on the face. A sense of unparalleled in kind. Reunions in the rain are most heartfelt. Sebastian, how often do you suppose the princess and her escort will come? Why are they here? Listen, Fred, you have asked me the same question 58 times and responded 57 times. How he knows it's that specifically? By the 50th it comes, you need to come yourself. I know, but it's only a while longer. No place will be mistaken. A princess will arrive today. I underestimate impatience, I really do, but you're a general of a little army, so if you act so, the men will, yeah. You're right. A true knight of the ashes of composure. Take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. Woo! Do you feel better? Damn, it's so good. I'm gonna check it out stuff. Wait, let's hope the Danish trip. What? You're joking. Okay. What's the Augustus heels? When we had Dover territory, Count Blanchard is the of the sea. So I should have helped, I he. Speak of which, here it comes there. I suppose to give me a look at this sweet tea. And that's it. Lady Elincia. Bastion, is that we're being attacked. It's Castle Cavalry. It's surrounded by the enemy troops. No. It can't be, eh? Jeffrey's acting as the guide. You must turn around this road to the southwest. So that's what I put here. Subscribe to your day. What's that? No. What do you say? We're going to the castle. If we're surrounded by Danish troops, we'll cut our way through. Join the other knights. Understood? Are you listening, eh? Yeah, it's your general guys, are you not? Wait a moment. I'll do it happen. God, I love. Where's our side of summer? Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Might be a little careful around this map. They're coming in few. Combat formations. Yeah, I remember like one time I was playing. One weird memory I kind of had was that when I had like my family had a dog, one of our puppy. Remember like one time I came up to my room and I really do not like dogs in my room because they're not gonna, if they chew up on something that may or may not possibly kill them. Like chocolate. Oh yeah, so this right here. This is the only Valkyrie, NPC Valkyrie, or any other Valkyrie that isn't missed in the whole game. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna get Reeson a toaster. I love toasters. I kind of was wondering my weird toaster obsession. Blame Hotel Mario. Then what's the point? Yeah, part of me might, once I in for my next for reads, I might split the episode in more parts. The Crimea refugees are no easy meat. I expect more of them than expected. General Card! Enemy reinforcements are approaching from the east! What? It appears that the troops from Princess Crimea's army. The army is brushed aside, Dane troops defeated by General Petrine and Ribbon Bridge. They're marching towards us? Fantastic. I was getting bored of hunting stragglers. Let's smash all these curs and wrap ourselves in glory. General Jeffrey! It's the Crimean army! Princess Elincia's headed our way! Fools! Why did I think it, Bash? It's not too late. Please take wing and run. Our goal is to rescue those knights near the castle. Let's go! Yeah, word of advice, never piss off a... yeah. I might show him a screenshot. Once this LP ends of Rolf's final stats, just to show him how he turned out. Yeah. Maybe on Japanese Maniac, he's probably shit. Oh! Yes, where are they? Dead. Yeah, that was a friggin' me. There we are. Mash, Lucia, I sure want to do this. The words of luck ring yet in my ears. We're so trapped our own ideas. I mean, to sympathize for feelings, eh? That's all, eh? Because you two will put me aside you, I will say. So now we have a couple new units. Weird. I actually thought we were supposed to get them after I this them. And yep, we have Bastion. I can't call him Sebastian this whole time. I mainly just make him because more bow rats kind. He's another mage that uses knives. I mean, he has better magic stats than Soren. He may have better stats than Soren. Right there. But Soren's still a better mage. What? A double crit? I guess he literally drank a criticola. It's Jesus! Say hello, Jesus! Ah! I highly apologize if anyone's ears I broke. Assuming I have broken ears yet. Yeah. I don't know what I know if you remember what my ear type of headset is. It's a Razer Black Shark. The wired model, not the wireless one. The wired one. I usually prefer Razer for, well, for reasons. Apparently at one point my brother wanted to try and join the PC Master Race, but, oh yeah. Okay, I might just do this just in case I could go. Give myself some decent time to show you his growth rates. And now we have Lucia. I mean, Lucia's okay, I guess. Oh, she has a Goose Guard? But I rather prefer using Stefan or even Ike in terms of sword units. And then he gets a 1 in alcoholism. Yeah, I'm a little weird with the alcohol jokes because I'm sure it says before that mentioned previously that my uncle died like very late December of last year, like 2 days after Christmas. So basically, he had a fall and injured hit his head like really hard. And previous times, he actually did recover from this, but it seems like this time he wasn't going to recover. So we decided just to have him. I don't know if it's euthanasia or not, so. But he ended up dying as a result. Yeah, that's actually depressing. Yeah, that got dark and depressing real fast. Yeah, what sucks even more was that I actually... So, I'm sure everybody knows that I don't hate Life is Strange anymore. I mean, I still have problems with some of the plot. Train scene in episode 2. But I don't like hate it like my 2021 self did. Oh, thank the gods. The Crimean army arrived. He has suffered much under Dane's rule, finally free. Keep have faith, huh? There's anything we can do. What? Alright, we got Jesus. Yeah, originally I actually wanted to play Life is Strange 1 completely drunk. But I ended up not doing that because, well, I didn't want to get in trouble sticking alcohol into my room. Nice. I'm... Bonk! Iceland, I slammed my fingers in the front door. You slammed your fingers in the front door. Oh yeah, another game I might do a let's play of is a blind LP of all things Advanced Wars Reboot Camp. Okay. So Advanced Wars, that's a series of the history. For those who don't know, Advanced Wars is a series of strategy games that Intelligence have made alongside Fire Emblem. That was never as popular as Fire Emblem. Oh, shite. Fire Emblem. Oh yeah, Advanced Wars. But basically, Advanced Wars Reboot Camp is finally, hopefully, maybe don't count on it, coming out later this month as a recording. Well, no, it probably uploaded on the day. It probably came out by the time I recorded this, didn't it? Now, I'm considering an LP for 2 reasons. First off, well, for one main reason, there aren't really a lot of games of that game let's played at the moment. Let's plays that game on YouTube, and one let's play I can find was either a really, really old Slim Kirby one or Mangs. And we all know how much I hate Mangs. Yeah, so there's a weird history with the with Reboot Camp. So originally Reboot Camp was supposed to come out in 2021. The same day that Danganronpa and Life is Strange True Colors, the Switch versions came out. However, this was delayed because Intelligent Systems wanted to focus on the game's quality. So they delayed it to April. However, in February, politics happened. And considering the fact that the game's events were kickstarted by a Russia-type country invading, yeah, Nintendo decided to delay it for the time being. Some lady did manage to play play the game a little early, but Nintendo basically revoked her license to play it. I don't know the logistics of it. Someone managed to play the game early, but they ended up postponing it. But Nintendo ended up preventing her from playing it. I remember something happened like that with Yakuza 6 when Yakuza 6's demo ended up accidentally having people play the whole game. Toshiga tokashai de boto tutakiri shite chishiru itamata makeya saikyo no weekend de itake hoteyo kana atayo kana. And Shin! I like trains. I like trains. Oh look, it's that. Oh, I don't think I'd say that. I like trains. Yeah, I remember fighting that in high school. And I like trains is the one thing I will always quote. I wonder what Nintendo's gonna bring up. When Nintendo's gonna bring Fire Emblem. I'm gonna bring oh wait. Dear God. Is that the Crimean army? Where's Gawain's son? Ah, he's much improved. He is the father's son after all. Contrary to my initial estimation, he may prove worthy after all. It's him! Yep. Yeah, you actually can fight him as Ike, but all right, I think his accuracy got better. Yeah, that's my head, Kim. Okay, what else? This. I swear, the bucket is probably the funniest thing to ever happen in TF2. I teleported bread! Oh yeah, so there's like this person I think might be a girl on Tumblr who said basically I can't remember her name. I'll look it up. Tonka Joey. Basically, she reads funny reviews of movies on Letterboxd. They're like early 2000s nostalgia thing, like Harry Potter, Twilight, I think, Howl's Moving Castle. Basically, there was a meme of for during that one point. And I actually used to like Chicken Little as a kid. I haven't watched the film in years, but I know it's slowly become one of the most hated films from Disney. And basically their second dark age after the Renaissance era fell. I'm Ricard. Ricard for the substance. I mean the sustenance. For my fame. It needs my hunger for fame. My ass has decided to eat my hand. It hungers for more. Friends. I got friends. So as I said before, they're basically somebody in this comments one of these videos pointing out how how there's technically some ties to bare naked ladies. Okay, no, bare naked ladies. They're like a popular band back in the early 2000s. But I know the Bare Naked Ladies, not for their music, but for Red versus Blue. Okay, so I'm sure it's pretty obvious I'm a big fan of RBB. But basically, if you're the one person that doesn't know what it is, what's wrong with you? Red vs. Blue is a long-running machinima web series created by Rooster Teeth, their first series, by the way, that initially was about two idiot teams in a canyon that stand around and talk. And it was awesome. Basically, what happened is that in third season, when they thought they time traveled, it's complicated. Basically, what happens is that the Reds and the Blues Okay. Okay, basically a flashback of back when Church was trying to fix everything, but he ends up making things worse. Basically he went to try and stop. He believed that their previous leader, who was played by the singer Bare Naked Ladies, Captain Butch Flowers, died of a heart attack. But then, so basically, when Church thinks he time traveled, it turned out all been a simulation. He gave Flowers aspirin, but it turns out, plot twist, he was allergic to aspirin, so he unintentionally killed him instead. No matter how the problems prove it, man ends. He died. Part of the army that brought the princess, aren't you? You're doing a great thing. I've been hiding this scroll so I could give it to you. Either to drive the Danish out of our motherland. We got Nihil, which actually denies skills. Yeah, apparently the reason why they didn't have to do anything with Bare Naked Ladies is because apparently one of their songs was in the opening of Chicken Little, which... Yeah, the only other thing I remember from Chicken Little was... he was a summon in Kingdom Hearts 2, which didn't amount to anything because I didn't use any summons in that game. Are you Jeffrey? Who are you? I'm Mike. I'm leading the Crimean army for Princess Elincia. Princess, where is she? Don't worry. I'm bringing her here to the battlefield. With me. Thank you. So good. Our castle's on the other side? Yeah, I'm sure it's staving up any attacks by infiltrators. Good. I'll be in the time. Let's see combine forces for this. Yeah, I'm gonna do something a little different this episode. So, for time purposes, I will be ending the battles for this video before cutting to the story for the next part, which will be both the epilogue here for this chapter and then the story section of the next one. It'll make sense when it comes. So like, subscribe, all this next stuff. See ya.